Because first time this crop, we are the godfather of this crop. This crop, again, we are the godfathers because we were going right from the early phase. We are the godfather of this crop. Indian climate is very suitable for this. So once this technology will come to India, this means white man technology. Those Indians who were earlier doing this, those Indians who were aware of this, they will use the same technology. Industrial revolution is coming in between takeoff stages. Now a boom will come in this sector. Industrial revolution, came first in this sector, keep in your mind. And textile require only this and this, this and this. So those Indians who were doing this first time, but don't take like Indians, all Indians. It is hardly 10% Indians. But 90% white men are investors. It means the main beneficiary is the white man. But how Indians got benefited? Because you will also come to know some new seed is coming, some new type of cultivation technique is coming, let us use the same. And Indians, this crop are Indian crops, cotton and jute. We were growing from where? IVC. Here we can say that we got benefited to some extent. But who is the main beneficiary? A white man. But the conclusion is that it was negative and negative and negative in the history of India. The conclusion is negative. Why? We have discussed the 3 points. Soil is losing fertility, our FGP is declining, and our peasants have committed suicide also, revolted also. You may have heard about, see, this is the conclusion. That is why UPSC had asked this fact last year. Can you tell me the period of all these two events? This is the great reaction against this. Can you tell me? It is 59. Just 2 years after the revolt, we have Indigo revolt in Bengal, Midnapur area. And next is 75, 79. Deccan revolt, Deccan rebellion in Maharashtra belt. It is 1875, 79. These two are directly reaction against the same commercialization, Now tell me how this Indigo revolt, what was the main grievances here? Here some intellectuals are coming in support. Vishwas brothers, Neel Darpan, Harishchand Mukherjee, they are intellectuals. Just imagine what could be the degree of exploitation. Intellectuals are supporting the cause. It means exploitation may be very acute. Can you tell me how, why this? Post means by a bond. You know what is bond? Bond is terms were prepared by one side and they are working and working. Finally, intellectuals are asking them, why you are being exploited? Why you don't react? This is the first example. Next we have Deccan revolt. What is Deccan? Cotton. Here they are Indian cotton growers. Indian cotton growers, their crop has failed, and you know what happens when your crop fails? You become debtor to the moneylenders, and what moneylender will do? They will take your land because you take loan on behalf of giving some agreement, some agreement is there. So why they reacted? A question may arise, what was the reason behind this? So this was a reaction against the moneylenders because they had taken loan from the moneylenders where they had put their title papers, and since the crop has failed, you know what will happen? They lost their land to moneylenders, And you know what is land? Land is the mother of the peasants. And they lost their emotions and they became violent. See the face. It is 4 years. यूपीएससी अगर पूछती है किसी को उसके पीछे मीनिंग होता है. For 4 years the Deccan is under fire. And still Deccan is famous for cotton. अभी भी शायद वही इसका प्रोफाइल है. So for 4 years it is very violent. You know what they are doing? They are burning the houses of land. These people, money lenders. Burning the houses means for that loan agreement. If you burn it, there is no evidence. I have taken no loan. Just check the paper and just burn it. You see, it was so violent that government has to interfere. British government is interfering, and especially Governor General is passing a law. See the point. And law is named as Deccan Agriculturist Relief Act 79. UPSC can jumble all of them. UPSC can ask you arrange in order. Because questions are not stories. Questions are very interesting, but we prepare in a very absurd way. It creates a problems. So this Deccan is linked with what growers? Jute growers, cotton growers. Understood, the cotton growers. And they were victim of whom? Urban planters or money lenders? Money lenders. And finally government got an answer. Because government got scared, probably this wave of germs may spread to other part of the India. And the law is ready now. What it provided? It gave remission. That means whatever loan you have taken, government will pay on your behalf. Forget about it. So it is this basically, and whatever question will come, just try to catch the vision inside the questions. And the third component is investment. Investment of British capital, it is coming in this phase. Keep in your mind. UPSC can ask you profile of this investment, British capital investment. So which decade witnessed investment? 1850s. UPSC can ask you why. Why 50s India is witnessing coming of British capital? And who is investor? Capitalist is investor. Why is investing? Some benefit may be there, some reasons may be there. Industrial revolution came in Britain, and here it is in takeoff stage. Then next, number 2 in the race is France, and number 3 is Belgium. France and Belgium, Industrial revolution came in Britain. Next, number 2 and 3 is France and Belgium. I know what happens when you have competition. You will try to reduce your cost. And since India is your colony, and colony has only one history, only exploitation history. They got an answer. Let us use our colony. Colony is giving us raw material, we can save our transportation cost. Since now the British capitalist is facing competition from whom? From France and Belgium. And they got an answer. Answer is, let us utilize our Indian colony. Indian colony is giving us raw material. Let us go and produce in India. So India it means now the capital is coming in India. What you will save? You will save your transportation cost, Now transportation cost is 0. Secondly, labor cost will be less than 1/4. British labor may be requiring large wages. Indian labor will require only 1 paisa, they will require 10 paisa. And capitalist, how you can reduce the cost? By transportation, by labor cost or wages cost, whatever you can say. And this is the answer. So why capital is coming? This is the answer. Competition from European rival. India will give you cheap labor cost and transportation cost will be zero now. Again, it means investment. But see the point, if you look superficially, we will praise the Britishers. First time in the history of India, this decade of 50s is a turning point. First time India is having witnessing the coming of modern industries. But the point is that what is the reason I decided? Once you come to know the reason, only then you will criticize the Britishers. Why it is coming? Some answer is there. They had some vested interest. Otherwise, they are not serious for modernization of Indian industries. Here the point is, their vested interest was there. First, we have proved it. Why they came? Not for our interest. Their interest was lying because they were facing competition from their European rivals. Second interest. The second shortcoming you can say like this. Second shortcoming is this investment was made only in consumer-based industries, CBI, consumer-based industries. Because they know India is not our country, it is our colony. So where the investment is going? Consumer-based industry, that is textile, cotton textile, jute, paper, glass, leather. These were the prominent areas where the investment was carried in the face. Cotton, jute, paper, glass, leather. It means consumer-based industries, where whatever you are making just should be carried to the market. Because they knew here they can save their money. India is very large. India will give you raw material. India is having cotton. India is having jute. And for paper, again, you require wood, So in these sectors, they are investing. It means they are not investing in heavy industries. And the third negative aspect is that only investment is going at CBM, metro cities, Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. Well, these cities will witness investment. Hence, it led to the regional disbalance in India. Other cities will lag much behind. It is very unfortunate. If after independence, Bengal could be having the same government in the center, today Bengal came like somewhere else. It was the political parties who had trapped Bengal backside. Otherwise, the position of Bengal could be today the modern state of India. The third demerit is that investment was made in some prominent cities, CBM, Calcutta, Bombay, Madras. Then what happened? Regional disbalance. So this is a negative picture we have. And again, one thing is, between the line thing is that when this investment was made, when the investment started, to make this investment, first infrastructure was laid. Infrastructure was promoted. For example, coming of post and telegraph, railways, networks of roads and coming of civil service in India. It is also the background, same background. Coming of civil service and Charles Wood's dispatch is also coming in the same phase. Just try to identify in this perspective, and you will be surprised to know this all is going in 50s. This all is going in 50s. UPSC requires this type of understanding. So what is going in 50s? India is going to have investment, but why? You know, we have discussed why. And before why, this has been started. Because without this, investment cannot move in a fast pace. Once investment is coming, this should be the background. India should have civil service. India should have modern education. You know what is Wood dispatch? Wood dispatch came in which year? And first time it will give a foundation of universities. It will lay a deep foundation in India. Every state should have education department. Why British are so serious? Not for our interest. In the long run, we cannot deny. In the long run, this is a byproduct basically. We got benefited. You may be surprised to know whatever 60% railway bridges we are having today, made by the British. Here the interesting part is that why all this thing is coming in 50s? What dispatch is coming? Can you tell me in which year recommendation for civil service competition was provided? No, commission. Recommendation of civil service competition. As it was not called as civil service, only the company service, civil servants बोला गया है. नहीं 53, Charter 53. First time British Parliament in this charter provided that companies should organize competition for selection of civil servants, so that merit should come first. Why you are so serious about now governance? Because now system is coming, because only merit can govern the system in a fine way. Earlier nomination was going on. देखा आपने? Charter 53, open competition for civil service. Wood dispatch, deep foundation of education. Roads and railways, सबका आंसर एक ही है, ध्यान दीजिए. 54, 53, railways क्या है? 53. First railways in India है 53. Post and telegraph, same answer. Because once industry will come, you want to save your time. Why? For communication. Like today, you know, we are using mobile, and earlier we were using keypad mobile, now we are using touch screen mobile because we don't have time. Earlier we were using ATM, now we are using ATM because we don't have time. It means time is important. Same story here. Post and telegraph is important because time is important. Everything is 50s, 50s, 50s. Why? Because, but you know, purpose is to suit the interest of this investment. And in the long run, we can say it is a blessing for us. Why blessing? Because we India became modern India. We India became, the modernization is a offshoot, byproduct. As such, intention was not this, but we became modern. The UPSC can ask you, and who was the GG at this time? Governor General. Dalhousie was the GG. What was his time span? 8 years is a meaningful time. So why company is asking him to carry on 8 years? Because you were not, once he got appointment, everything was very serious here. Just carry on this infrastructure. And that is why we say, some historians say, Dalhousie was the architect of modern India. Just 2 years back, the same question was asked by UPSC. Dalhousie was an architect of modern India, comment. But you know, since you know the vision of history, you write a good answer. But once you cram the history, you write just the opposite answer. So sometimes you will say, oh fine, yes it is correct. He was modernize, he was a modernizer of India. But the point is that once your vision is clear, what is your conclusion? His intention was not this. Intention was, what was intention? In the long run, we can say it is good for us. So once you carry this point, one thing is very essential. Once this term is in your mind, so always while marking the answers, keep this term in your mind. Whenever some confusion is there, it will alert you. So our history is not modern history basically. Our history is basically this. We look like modern because everything is modern and coming here. It is a byproduct. So while marking the answers, especially in modern history, keep this term in your mind. So whenever you deviate, it will give you a proper track to write the answers. In main answer, So here we are touching the nerve areas of modern history basically. Here we have discussed on the investment and this. And now we are coming to the second component, next component, education policy, So at least one question will be from this if you go in the background, can you tell me where and when first time recommendation was made regarding education policy? 1 lakh rupees. Here first time you will find at least recommendation is made. Parliament is providing that company should invest. But the point is that for 20 years there was a debate basically, and this debate got resolved here. And debate was between two classes of intellectuals. They are called as here foundation we can discuss like this. Recommendation was there, but finally nothing could be tangible could be done for 20 years. And debate continued, and this debate was resolved in this period by Macaulay. If a question arises, this year can be called as a turning point. A question may arise, germs are created here. In 13, recommendation was made. In 33, when Macaulay came to India, can you tell me Macaulay came to India on which office? He came as a law member. The first time to make a law, this office was created under Charter 1833. In the same charter, Charter 33, for good governance in India, in Charter 33 for good governance, an office called as law member was created. An office called as law member was created. And a question may arise, Macaulay is famous for his contribution in 3 fields. Can you tell me the fields? One is education, another is law, IPC, CRPC, and third is civil service. The structure of civil service. The same person is playing the role. So here is that finally in 35, this year can be called as the foundation of education. Sometimes we are confused what is the answer. If a question arises, in which year foundation of modern education was being laid in British India? And who is the advisor? It is Macaulay. And who was the GG of India at the time? Because UPSC has MCQ are there, multiple facts are there, UPSC can ask whatever it wants. So Macaulay is advisor and the authority is William Bentinck. So credit goes to Bentinck because every contribution goes to the head of the state. Bentinck is the head and his contribution goes to Bentinck. And one thing is very interesting here. This year foundation is laid and the advisor is Macaulay. And Macaulay was highly racial by thought. He regarded English language as supreme language. Indian vernaculars he held in low esteem. Not only vernaculars, he regarded Indians in low esteem. He had a very bad image about the Indian culture, Indian heritage, Indian languages. The foundation is being laid here, and English became the official language. Keep in your mind, because UPSC can use multiple facts to confuse you. In which year English became the official language of British India? Same is the answer. So just you can see the point. Company became the victor of India in Buxar, 1764. For how many years onward? Just you can count the years. It is something like 40 years here, 35 years here. It is around more than 8 decades. 40 plus 30, 80. For 8 decades, see the point. For 8 decades, Persian was used as official language of Britishers also. Only when time got required, now they are changing the language. For 8 decades, British India used the Persian as a language. They are not played with the official language, because language is an emotional aspect. Language is an emotional aspect, you cannot play with it. But when time came, they are replacing it. The foundation is laid by Macaulay, and the year is 35. UPSC can ask you, arrange in order. This is a favorite question of UPSC. UPSC can ask you, arrange in order. Different developments can be given. The first is Macaulay's model, which we have discussed just now. The year is 35, keep in your mind. In the same year he is recommending, and the same year it is implemented. Macaulay's model. What is the framework? Here English became the official language. Not only official language of the state, it became the language of education also. All schools will give the language, the same language will be carried by the schools. And the knowledge will be Western knowledge. Whatever knowledge is given in the Western schools, these two points were there. Medium is English, and what should be being taught in the schools? Going in the Western schools, Western knowledge, that is commerce, accounts, English, Hindi. This is the first framework. And what is the shortcoming here? Macaulay was silent on this aspect. This is a weakness of Macaulay model. He has spoken nothing about the girls. He has spoken nothing about the mass. You know what is mass? Mass means lying at the bottom. Because mass will only come when you will teach in Bengali or Gujarati or Oriental. Once you teach in English, nobody will come. Nobody means only elite class will come. That is why we can say Macaulay model has neglected the mass. Mass will only come when you teach in Oriental and Bengali. This can be called as true weakness of the Macaulay's model. It means it was simply serving the interests of urban elite class, and the purpose, purpose of education, just keep in your mind. Again, everywhere, once this term is in your mind, our history is not modern history. Our history is basically this history. So whatever question if UPSC is asking, just keep this term in your mind. Whatever is being done, it is done for this interest. Suppose question is arised, why British are bringing education? Answer is because now they require large workforce. Large workforce which can be hired on low salaries. Understood, Indians is the best option. Still, BPOs are coming in India. Not now, 30, 40 years back. Same concept, because you can hire Indians on low salaries and they are laborious, they are disciplined. You can use their energy. So why British are so serious about the education? Not for our well-being. In the long run, it is our well-being. Initially, it is their interest. What interest? They require a large workforce on low salaries. Because by 19th century early, India had become very vast. British India became very vast, and the population of Britain is very less. So if regarding objectives, first we are discussing objectives. First objective is administrative need. Workforce Second objective is commercial also. This education was having a commercial motive also, because once this education will come in India, it will make Indians as consumers of British goods. It will transform Indians as consumers of what? British industrial goods. Because it is a human behavior. Once British language will come in India, that is English language will come in India, English novel will come in India, and you will behave like westernized people. Even today, it is very surprising. We are Indians on 3 occasions. On 15th August, 26th Jan, and when we celebrate Holi and Durga Puja and Diwali. It is a between the line things. We are Indians only on 3 occasions. Even we have changed our costumes, we have changed our mindset, we have changed our governance. Everything is Western. So today we are Indians where? We are Indians on 3 occasions. 15th August, 26th Jan, and in celebration of Holi, Diwali and Durga Puja. On remaining occasions, you don't look like Indians. Everything is Westernized. Parliament, High Court, Supreme Court, Civil Service, English. And today we are mad about English, English spoken courses are going in cities. You see the impact of this colonial history on the colonies. Still we are copying the same. Second interest is commercial interest. What is commercial? Because industries are taking birth in Britain, they are selling their goods in India. Suppose Indians got this English language. Language is an emotional aspect, Language is an emotional aspect. If you can encroach on the language, you can do anything. The British policymakers believed that this language or this education will also serve our interest, this interest also. Even today, different companies, different business companies, when they want to sell their goods in any market, they first try to encroach over the language and the culture. So this language, this education will serve the commercial interest also. What will happen? This Indian class will behave as promoters of British goods. This is why, all our early leaders, go and see the dress of the early leaders of India. It is only after coming of Gandhi they changed the khadi as a dress. Otherwise, dress was westernized. Not only dress, even the eating habits got westernized. Haath mein cigar, coat, tie and belt, all these dress costumes. Because they want to make Indians as promoter of British goods. Commercial motive. And third motive is cultural motive. So keep in your mind, we can say objectives were basically threefold. Primary, it is workforce, administrative, secondary, it is economic, consumer, and third, cultural. You know what is culture? By promoting English language, you can easily encroach over the religion of India. That is, you can force Christianity on the Indians. Same is going in Northeast. You know what is Northeast? You may be surprised to know, in Northeast, almost all states have this population. Beyond this, Nagaland, it is 80% something. Mizoram, something like this and this and this. How it had happened? By the same method. By education, language, you can encroach on the religion. You can encroach on the culture. Then what will happen? British Empire, it will strengthen the roots of British Empire. Conclusion is the roots of the British Empire in India will get strengthened. If Indians become Christians, westernized like this and this, you will become more adapted to the British Empire. Conclusion is, it will strengthen the roots of British Empire in India. This is objective basically. So UPSC can ask you what is the objective. Secondly, oftenly question is coming from this segment basically. UPSC can ask you arrange in order. First is Macaulay's model. After 19 years, we have Wood's model, which we discussed just now. The year is, after 19 years, Wood's model is coming in. After 19 years, yeah, 20 years, whatever you can say. And just we have discussed Wood's model has just came when India was witnessing industrialization. British capital was coming, because now they require a deep foundation of education. The wood dispatch is not coming for the well-being of the Indians. It is the well-being of the British industrialist. He requires a trained workforce. If universities will be in India, you know what will happen? A good class will take birth. This is also, Wood's model is laying the foundation of universities in India. Secondly, teachers training departments. First time we are having this. Education in every provinces. First time this education in every provinces. If a question arises, which commission or which report had laid the deep foundation? Then the answer is Woods. And simply foundation, then answer is Macaulay. So Wood is laying the foundation of universities in India. You know what is universities? Teachers training department, like B.Ed and M.Ed we are having today. Education in every provinces. Department should be like today we have a Bengal board, Bihar board. And the next point is interesting regarding here. First time, this person is serious about mass education. We cannot say truly as serious, but is pretending to be serious. First time, beside English, vernacular was also made an option. Vernacular. In this sense, we can praise Woods at least. Now you can also study in Bengali also, Gujarati also. Earlier, if you want to study, you have to first learn English language. But now you can study the Western knowledge through the vernaculars. Hence, that is why Wood is called as a Magna Carta. This report is called as a Magna Carta in the history of education in India, because the person is somewhat serious. We cannot say completely serious, because Britishers can never be serious, because India is a colony. Colony mein you are serious only towards one thing. Colony has only history of money and money. Here they are very serious. And whatever seriousness we are reflecting other way, it is directly linked with the money. That is, in this sense we can say, this report can be called as a Magna Carta. The question may arise, which was a Magna Carta? Magna Carta means something very special document. But we can correct this point. It was purpose is colonial interest. The third stage, one thing is again important here. He had also asked the government to think about this education. G means girls education. Anytime UPSC can confuse you here, because MCQ may confusion is there. Which was referred here, which was not referred here. So Wood is Magna Carta because first time he is also going for vernaculars. You can learn in Bengali also. And he is asking the government to focus in this area. Still the government of India is doing the same. It is very unfortunate. Today we are sitting in 2019. And Wood is speaking in the 54. Ram Mohan is speaking in 1800 something. In this year he made his Calcutta Hindu College. If you place in order like this, it is like this. Ram Mohan can be called as the first Indian who promoted education among the Indians. So Ram Mohan is lying somewhat here. When even the government was sleeping, when the British government was sleeping, Ram Mohan was active in the education. He laid the foundation of the first modern college in India. It is called as CHC. Today it is called as Presidency College. So see the point, there is no Macaulay. But Ram Mohan is serving the purpose of education. So this CHC is a torch bearer. UPSC can ask you, which was the first and the very first modern college in India, which became a source of inspiration for the British schools also. It is CHC. Hindu does not mean Hindu as such. Hindu means Hindustan, India. And today it is Presidency College. And whatever colleges in India we have, they were based on this. Mayo College Ajmer, Elphinstone College Bombay, they all got inspired by CSE. Anytime UPSC can jumble all of them, can ask you arrange in order. Sometimes year become very significant. Suppose an event is occurring first time. Suppose any event is giving this, always try to remember that year. Because UPSC wants to catch how you have visualized history. Ram Mohan is doing on his own. Government of India, British government is not supporting him. By donation, he is doing his effort. Hence, he is giving a vision to the history of India, the education of India. Ram Mohan also spoke about girls' education, promotion of girls' education. Vidyasagar also did the same. And the first British, the question arises, the first British, not British, the first person in British India, the first person in British India who promoted girls' education. See the point, the question is something else. Don't try to make it confused here. Or we can use the word pioneer. Who was a pioneer means the first in this area. Then the answer is Bethune. You may have heard the name. Still, his colleges are going in Calcutta, Bengal. Why we say he is a pioneer? Because just 15 years after Battle of Buxar, Buxar is going in 64. And he, in this decade, at that time, Ram Mohan was in company service, but he was doing the task. Since he is the first who is about girls' education, he established different girls' schools in Calcutta by donations, and they are called as Bethune schools today, you know. Still some of them are going on. Still some of them are going on. So why we are calling him as a father? Because you are the first, you are lying in 1780s. 1780s mein he especially opened the girls' schools, only girls' schools. Ram Mohan is doing all the both, men and boys and girls both. If the question is specifically girls' education, who is the pioneer? Pioneer means first. Even the year is saying he is first. It is first. But if the question is, who laid the foundation of first modern college of India? The answer is something else. Then a CSE is the answer. First modern college of India. So see the interesting point and very unfortunate thing that Ram Mohan was promoting about the girls' education. Today Modi and the state government is also promoting the same. And today our government is giving a slogan like this, Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao. See the point. It is very unfortunate if you see the years. It is 1817 and today we are studying 2019. How many years? It is 200 years. There are 2 centuries. So this 200 years has been passed. And still the guiding slogan of the government of India today is same. It means what development you have made in 200 years? It is really a question mark. It is a question mark on the policy of planning, at least after independence of India. Before independence, we were shouting like this, fine. But from 1947 till 2019, you are still shouting the same slogan, which Ram Mohan was shouting. Not shouting, he was just doing the task. It is a point of debate. For 200 years, what you have achieved? It means you have achieved nothing. The slogan is, see how humble the slogan is. You are simply saying, Bacha lijiye na, save girl child, educate girl child. S-E-G, S-D-E-G. Still you are moving on the same slogan. S-G, save girl, educate girl. So just you are standing at the same junction 200 years back. when Vidyasagar, Ram Mohan were going the same slogan. It is really unfortunate. It is a point of debate. And it should be at least for you people, those who are going to become the civil service, since you are going to enter into this profile. In this 200 years journey, it is really, really unfortunate that at least the slogan should change. Nothing could change, at least we can change the slogans. Because you people are going to become the planners of Government of India. It is up to you to give a new vision to Government of India. Why you are shouting the same slogan? At least if you can do nothing, at least change the slogan. इसको तो change कर लीजिए भाई. Even you are using SG and EG, it is very a shame on the Government of India. It is a shame on Government of India. Still you are shouting the same slogan raised by Ram Mohan Vidyasagar. What is safe girl child? What is educated girl child? Instead it should be, today at least we should come out from SG. And today it should not be EG, it should be PG. Give power to the girl. आज स्लोगन हमारा कुछ और होना चाहिए. आज बचाओ पढ़ाओ नहीं होना चाहिए. आज बनाओ और बनाओ होना चाहिए. Make the girl child, ना, उसको just give some power. So it is very unfortunate. Any time, in the interview, a question may arise on this theme. Where we are standing 200 years back and where we are standing now in 2019. At least slogan should be changed. That means we have discussed Macaulay model is the first, Woods model is number 2. A question may arise, arrange in order. Third model is coming, Hunter Commission. Year is 82. Again, it is a benchmark. It is a milestone in the development of education. Wood is also a milestone. We have discussed why. It is also again a milestone in the education. It is called as Hunter Commission. And the person, Governor General, was Ripon. You may be aware of him. He is odd man out due to some of his policies. He was to some extent liberal than the other Governor Generals. Hunter Commission, 2 points are very important here. First time in British India, the Commission is saying primary education is the duty of the state. Very important point. Till now, UPSC का नजर इस पर नहीं पड़ा अभी तक. Start 19 नजर पड़ जाए इस पे. UPSC can ask you, where and when first time in British India, primary education became the duty of the state? Answer is Hunter Commission is saying. You know what is duty? And today, try to correlate this point with today's in Indian Constitution. In our Constitution also, we have put in this chapter under article. So see the point. The journey started from here. Duty of the state, and we have incorporated where? In the same chapter, duty of the state. What is DPSP? Nothing. Duty of the state. It is directives to the state for framing the policies. DPSP means duties. So we have put here, but again the same point. We have done a formality. Like having same girl child, the same formalities. Here again we have simply put a formality. It is a duty of the state. What happened then? Gradually what happened? But one thing is again very surprising. These duties are not binding. You know why? Because DPSP chapter is not binding. Although Nehru had explained on this theme, because country, Government of India had achieved independence after different challenges, partition problem was there, poverty and unemployment was there, we have a 200 years of colonial legacy. The Government of India was facing tremendous challenges how to survive. That is why DPSP chapter was not made obligatory. But Nehru had explained that in future means in the coming generation time, when India will come out from the challenges, we can make it compulsory. Still it is a point of debate. Why we are not promising that that statement made by Nehru. So it is a duty, and you know what type of Indians we are, how serious we are towards the duty. We are not serious about our duty, but we are serious about here. It is human behavior basically. We are serious about our rights, but we are passive about duties. Not we, whatever duties. State is passive, we are also passive. Because duty means you have to perform something. And right means you want something. It is a human behavior. We know what is right, but we don't know what is duty. That is the point. What happened, after independence, different media, different World Bank, different agencies, international agencies, criticize Government of India. Because you are taking a loan from the financial institutions for the promotion of education. So Indian government was criticized by different agencies. Criticized. It was this pressure that in 2003, fundamental changes were made in primary education. We brought an amendment. Because different agencies are saying you are taking the loan from the World Bank for the same purpose, primary education, but what you have achieved. So it was the pressure on Government of India, that is Parliament. They brought an amendment in this year. And they made it as a right also. See the point. Right of a child. And fundamental rights are written in which chapter? Chapter number is 2, 3, 4, 5. DPSP is in chapter 4. Part 4, sorry. Baat wahi hai, chapter 4. Part 4. And right is in chapter part 3. So see the point. Earlier it was a duty, you know what is duty. Nobody know what is duty. Everybody know what is right. So now Parliament made an amendment and primary education became the right of a child and was placed in Article 21A. It is also a duty of the state. It is a fundamental right of a child in between 6 to 14 years. Not only this, till now the same education was the duty of the state. Here other changes was also made. It was made duty of parent also. In our constitution, originally we were not having duty of the citizens. We added the duties by Indira Gandhi in 1976. We have a new chapter of duties, which is in which chapter? 4A. 4A is a chapter of duties. In 1976, we added duties of citizens, 76. Article 51A, chapter 4A, part 4A. There we means Indira Gandhi added 10 duties of citizens, but in 2003, a need was realized, we should make a duty of the parents also. And the 11th duty is like this. It shall be duty of the parents to send their children 6 to 14 years for primary education. See the relevance of education. Education started first time, Hunter Commission is saying is a duty of the state, and the journey is starting from here. We also made the formality by putting in the constitution where? In DPSP chapter. But in 2003, when Government of India got ashamed by the World Bank agencies, now they became serious. They put as a fundamental right, and they also put as a duty of citizens. Parents, sorry. Parent, citizen, both the same. So this is today primary education is referred where? A question may arise. Today primary education is referred in the chapter of DPSP, that is duties of state, duties of citizens, rights, fundamental rights. Means today primary education is referred in 3 places. So here we have discussed Hunter Commission. keep in your mind, Hunter Commission is focusing on primary education as a duty of the state first time. UPSC can ask you, in the British India, first time it became a duty where? Answer is Hunter Commission. And regarding SE, what is SE? Secondary education. It is clearly specified, it is not the duty. Still it is going on. Government is facing crisis of fund. How can government think about this? So Hunter is saying, don't, it is not your duty. It means you can skip it. You can skip this. Then how to be carried? Invite some private sector. Tata and Birlas. It means it should be given to the private sector. First time this policy was disclosed. Government should be serious about only this, because it is a duty to give to every citizen. Here you can skip by inviting private sector. First time this concept is coming. Still it is going on. But how the sector will come? Unless we give some initiative, nobody will come. We will give some incentives. Keep land, tax rebate, whatever you want. So Hunter Commission is focusing only on PE, keep in your mind. And nextly it is also focusing on GE. It is asking Government of India that in this direction no effort, serious effort has been made till now. Although Wood has also said the same. But Hunter is more serious, it is saying development are very slow. Girls should be further promoted. And still they are going, the same slogan is going on. So keep in your mind, Hunter is focusing only on two areas. The question is focusing. Sometimes we are confused. We suppose he is focusing on secondary education, higher education. He is not promoting secondary education. He is focusing only on two areas. Remember in this way, Hunter Commission is focusing only on two areas. One is primary, other is girls. And after Hunter Commission, we have this act. It is very important. It is called as IUA. The UPSC can ask you to arrange in order. It is University Act. And the Governor General was Curzon. Who was the GG? The person who is responsible for Bengal partition. Sometimes UPSC can arrange multiple events like this: partition of Bengal, formation of Muslim League, passing of University Act, and we are confused. But the University Act is coming before Bengal partition or after partition. Easily you can trace it out. It is before partition, 1 year before partition. And the purpose is only one and one. Sometimes, it depends upon the mindset of authority. If authority is liberal, attempts are liberal. Authority is autocratic, attempts are autocratic. Everything depends upon your mindset, what authority is there. And Curzon has a negative personality. This Governor General has a negative personality. You know what is negative personality? It means everything is negative. For Indian perspective. For British, he has a positive personality. But for Indian history, he has this personality. So whatever he will do, it is negative, negative, negative. Sometimes it helps us to understand what he is doing for India. So he made the University Act what? Purpose. Because he was of this mindset. He was highly autocratic. Means one man show. So he want to control the universities. It means purpose is to increase the government control over the universities. This is the only answer. So what was the purpose of this act? To increase the control of government over universities. It means in single line we can say universities lost their this is the answer. and now they became a government institutions completely. They cannot speak anything. But today it is not like this. Today we have UGC. Today, today means after independence we were serious about this area, because universities are highly research institutions. They should not be completely government bodies. They should have some autonomy, and we have this body. So this is the University Act. After this, we have this commission. It was basically meant for reforms in CU. CU means Calcutta University. Sadler Commission was meant especially for reforms in CU, or you can say higher education. University means higher education, HE. We say primary means P, secondary means SE, higher means HE. So keep in your mind, Sadler is famous for only HE, and HE for what? CU, Calcutta University. Because in the whole North India we have only one university, CU. What tremendous pressure this university may be having, just imagine. What is the size of North India, Thousands and thousands of degree colleges are there. It cannot control it. Dhaka, the whole Bangladesh, Assam, UP, Bihar, Odisha, this and this. This university is the nodal agency of the North India. Now it was going to collapse, because you cannot function. Hence, commission was appointed how to just improve the functioning of this university. And the answer is, make a new university, Dhaka University. This is the answer. To reduce pressure on this, make a university for the whole Assam and Bangladesh belt. So some parts were given to DU. That means the birth of university called as Dhaka University. And first time a recommendation was made to make universities as teaching cum residential bodies. Earlier universities were simply nodal agencies to control the degree colleges. A question may arise in the history of India, from where universities became teaching bodies also. Teaching bodies, residential bodies, means they should have some hostel also. And the practice is still going on. So whatever universities we are having today, the structure got prepared here. Earlier universities were simply controlling agencies. So keep in your mind that this commission is famous only for reforms in, there is no primary, there is no secondary. It is focusing on how to improve this declining status of higher education. And for this, it also recommended something else. It is asking that we should start this course before entering in degree level. First time this concept is coming. And today we call it as higher secondary. The first time this concept is coming, HS. Earlier we were having only three stratas. We were having P, SE. Now the commissioner is saying that since degree means something academic, special academic should be there. Just going for higher education after secondary, students are not having a sound knowledge. We should ask them to go further to 2 years education course, so that when they enter in degree education, they have some sound base. To see the purpose of this man, the commission, to some extent we can say he is somewhat serious. Otherwise, everybody is going for higher education, although your base is very poor. First, your base should be strong so that you can carry the higher education in a smooth way. It can become an interesting question. First time this concept came where and when? And today we call it as intermediate college. Today we call it as intermediate. The concept of intermediate college came where? Here. But one thing is very astonishing. It was not implemented. Because India is a colony, you know what is colony? Colony has no history, only one history, money. Whatever reforms we are having, it is simply a byproduct. If India could be their country, it could be implemented. But the man is intellectual, he is giving reforms. It is up to the government whether to accept or not. And colony, mein aapko malum hai, we have only one. Money is the only interest. Otherwise, whatever interest we are having, it is simply a byproduct. So, keep in your mind, this recommendation was made. And then we have Hartog committee, next 29, HARTOG. Keep in your mind, it had spoken about all the three areas. You can remember like this, HARTOG, focusing on quality improvement at all the levels. QI means quality improvement. QI means where? It means only try to catch the code points. UPSC don't have time to for stories. Only notice the changes. Only notice the HARTOG. And the purpose is quality. Where? At all the three levels. And this is the exception, only exception. It is very important. A question may arise. It is very important. Till now, UPSC had never asked this point. UPSC can ask you, which is the only and only plan in British India made by Indian leader. It is Vardha plan, and the person is Gandhi. And the year is 37. Can you explain why Gandhi, why Indian can make a plan in British India? What is the answer, justification behind it? In the whole British India, we have only one plan made by Indian leader. Not only made, it got implemented also. And how you justify this point? How you will explain this point? In the British India, we say it is British India. Who are making reforms? British are making reforms. But here we have one exception. That one plan is made by Gandhi. Then how it is possible? How it is workable? Bataiye, how? How can government give this power to an Indian? How you can dare to make a plan, bhai? We are your master, we are your God. God will make everything. Yes. But some more justification is required. Yes. Yes, you are correct. But one more point is required. In 37 election, what happened? Congress secured majority in majority of provinces. Congress government was established in 8 provinces out of 11. Just imagine. Very and very historical occasion. The Congress ministries are being established in 8 provinces under the election held in 37. And the act is Government of India Act 35, you know. This act is a torch bearer for us. Even after independence, we borrowed the same. Even our constitution had borrowed around 70% part, you know. Indian constitution had borrowed this from this. Can you tell me why? What is the reason behind it? How you will explain this? In 2016, the same question was there. Why this act is a torchbearer for the Indian Constitution? So how this GOI guided COI? Why it became a torch bearer for COI? What is COI? Constitution of India. Huh? No, but you are just carrying the same of your masters. The person who had exploited you for 200 years, the white man ruined you for 200 years, and you are copying the same white man. Answer is, it is not the white man constitution. You may have heard about RTC. When we have thrown the Simon Commission in 28, Simon Commission came in 28. Why? Political reforms. But we have thrown the Simon Commission because by the time we became very smart. The Simon Commission came in 28 and we have thrown the Simon Commission. It was really a matter of surprise for the Britishers. They couldn't think the Indians could have become so smart by this time. And Simon briefed the Parliament, that is Prime Minister, that now we cannot befool the Indians. Now we cannot befool the Indians, and whatever reforms you want, you should call Indians there itself. So Simon briefed the British Prime Minister that now Indians are equally smart like us. We cannot befool them. If any reform is required, we have to talk about them, discuss with them. And if you want discussion, just call them here. Because ready-made thing is giving to them, they are opposing us. Call them in London in the month of winter, and call them 3 times. RTC, so we have 3 RTCs. The year is 30, 31, 32. All are going in year end when the winter temperature may be around -10, -20 in Britain. Simon, I want to teach a lesson to the Indian leaders. You are boycotting me, just I will teach you a lesson now. You see the point 30, 31, 32, we have 3 RTCs. I know what is RTC. All parties are going there. Congress was also there in the number 2. First and 3 Congress boycotted. Ambedkar and Muslim League is all in all 3, Ambedkar and Muslim League is in all the 3. And RTC means now the British Prime Minister come to know what India wants. Congress is number 2. Congress means 90% India. It means what India wants, now Parliament comes to know. And finally, Parliament made this. This is the answer. It means GOI 35 contained whatever we have demanded, not whole, at least large part of our demands were accepted. Where? Here. Hence, when we were making COI, we thought this act was made on our aspirations. Let us carry the same. At least 70% part was relevant to us. We carried the same because we were there. This is the answer. And here we demanded share in governance. Here we demanded division of powers, like this and this. And finally, in this act, first time we have 3 lists, like today we have 3 lists. Here we have 3 lists, same concept. Only the name has been changed. There it was called as central list. Today we say UN. हमने इसका नाम कर दिया यूनियन लिस्ट. 35 में क्या नाम है? CL नाम. वहां पर है प्रोविंशियल लिस्ट, हमने कर दिया उसका स्टेट लिस्ट. बात वही है. देखा आपने? फर्स्ट टाइम डिवीजन ऑफ पावर in a formal way, clear way, transparent way, between whom? Center and states. And you may be surprised to know, education was placed here. PL means state list or provincial list. That is why when elections were held in 35, 37, Congress can make draft education because education is in the state list. Here is why British, otherwise British cannot compromise with the power. But the law is saying like this. Government of India Act is saying that this education is the part of the state list. And what do you mean? The state can draft education. And in 37 election, what happened? Congress secured majority in 8 provinces. It means Congress can draft education. And Gandhi is Superman of Congress, he is drafted. So why Vardha plan by Congress, by Gandhi? This is the answer. And this plan got workable in the 8 provinces. Because Congress is working in the 8. But 8 means approximately the whole India, because we were having 11. But 8 means completely, approximately the whole India. But keep in your mind, this plan, Vardha plan, here is, even you can easily remember the year also, because Vardha plan will come after 35 Act. It is 37. So Gandhi is not changing the fabric of education, but Gandhi is simply adding some more components to make it more holistic. What he added? He added moral education also, ME. Or you can call it the ethical education, ethics. Or you can use moral education plus physical education. Because Gandhi is a man of, he is a statesman, he knows India requires what. Till now, whatever education we were having, it was guided by the interests of the colonial interest. Till now, whatever education was going in India, it was serving the interests of the white man. And Gandhi is a charismatic person. He is a statesman, he knows what India requires. Gandhi is having a vision of India, what India will be after independence. Gandhi is looking independent India. Because Gandhi is a visionary. Although India is not independent, but Gandhi is having a vision that what Indians could be at the time of independence. उसका framework तैयार होना चाहिए. So he wanted education should have not only academics. Academics should have, this should be also the part of curriculum. It means syllabus should have these chapters, academics तो होगा ही आपका. And the guiding principle was this. This was the guiding slogan of Gandhi's method. Education should not be only job oriented. Earlier education was having only this type of mindset. So Gandhi in his Vardha plan preamble, he has claimed like this: education should not be only this purpose. It should shape the holistic personality of the student. Because he is not thinking only about movement, he is thinking about independent India. It means he wants to shape the young generation of India, so that when India got independence, they can carry India on ethical principles. And one thing is very surprising. It means till now, even today, it is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate even today. We never regard this as a part of education. And that is why today our young generations, people, they are deviating from the ethical principles. Because they believe that these days are over. This was the pattern of the Gurukul model of education. Today we are so much, it is very unfortunate. Today we never think about this, what is this? And what problem is coming, today that is why young generation became very short-tempered, indisciplined. Because this is the main weakness of the system is having. Then how you can expect then how you can expect your citizens should be having, they will follow fundamental duties of citizens, duties of state. Simply they are showy words, rosy words are there in the constitution. Unless this mindset is there, how you can think about the goal? So it means it will change the whole fabric of education. And today UPSC is trying to correct the system by making this paper. UPSC is, because UPSC means you know what is UPSC. Purpose UPSC का vision ही है. This exam is checking the some vision on how you, some bureaucrats can be hired who have this type of mindset. And today UPSC is organizing one paper for the same purpose. देखा आपने? तो गांधी ने जो काम किया बाद में गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया had forgotten about it. Now UPSC is trying to recorrect something, but it is impossible. You cannot check it by this. By simply taking the paper of ethics, you cannot change the system unless your seats are strong. Because the aspirants of civil service, you know, aspirants of civil service, they are so manipulators. They can study ethics, even then they can become corrupt. It requires a holistic type of mindset. But the point is that, you know, today it is a need of time. Today need of time. Government should frame a new education policy. Because today, you know, what changes are going on. Today, the young generation, those who are in the teenagers, yes, you can see the profile of their working style, how they think, how they react. Number of suicides are increasing because lack of patience, short-temperedness. What is life? What is the value of life? These values are missing. So today, it is a need of time. We should make a new policy where these areas could be incorporated. After 10, 20 years, you will find a new changes. This is the answer. So it is education basically. So we have discussed the framework changes going in the economic policy, education policy, and the last is political administrative policies. It is very important. Here you will at least find one question from this component. Political administrative structures of policy, whatever you can say. Sometimes two questions are also being raised, but I can assure you one question will be there. So what do you mean by it? It only means political, or you can say constitutional, whatever you can say, political administrative development in British India. From where? From here till 35. Because direct governance started just 1 year before, you know, companies started governing Bengal directly from where? Which year? आपको मालूम होगा dual government. For 7 years, company governed Bengal through dual government. Means Nawab and the agency. But from this year, English companies started governing Bengal directly. And from here, the journey went till 1935. In between, we have numerous reforms, laws, this and this, but only carry the key points. Just we can identify the key points here like this. First is Regulating Act 73. See, it is coming just 1 year after the company started governance of Bengal. And the name itself will give the message what it wants. It is called as regulator. It is a regulator. As it is also called as Charter 73. Why it was provided? Because company is going to govern Bengal. And what tendency started? Company structure started getting centralized. This was the tune of the, tune means tuning. This was the tuning of the charters, not this, every charter. In India, what started? Now the company structure started getting centralized. Nothing takes immediately. We can say like this, the structure started centralized, gradually one by one, one by one. The structure got centralized and the governor of Bengal was given this new title. See how it is started. Now the governor became the Superman. Not only all governors, governor of Bengal became Superman. Now his office is not governor, he is the head of the governor. And who was he? He is Warren Hastings, because the law came when he was the governor. So Warren Hastings can be called as last governor of Bengal. At the same time, he can be called as Governor General also. So why it is centralized? You know, India is such a country you cannot govern. Even today we are having the same structure. If this is India, Modi is sitting here in Delhi, Mamata Banerjee in Bengal. You know who is governor here? He can do anything. Simply a fax. He simply write a fax to Modi as President of India that the West Bengal government has failed to bind the constitution and the state law and order has collapsed. Fraction of seconds mein, the state government can be dismissed. Yes, you can see we are still the same because India is such a country, otherwise India could be having hundreds of Pakistan. So we have learned from the Britishers how to govern this India. It means this governor of Bengal became Superman now. His name is this. Bombay is simply G and G. Earlier all were Superman. G, G, G. You know what will happen? Then some anarchy will prevail. Who is junior, who is subordinate? Now they are bound to follow his orders. Supervision, you can say. He is a supervisory authority. Initially it was partial, but by this amendment 84, it was made holistic, keeping in mind. By this charter, he was given supervisory authority over Bombay and Madras. But it was partial, means only finance and defense. But in 84, holistic. It means you cannot speak anything without your permission from the boss. And now boss is sitting in Calcutta. Boss is sitting in Calcutta. So by 84, its power became absolute. You can say absolute. You can use the word absolute. You can say by 84 amendment, GG of Bengal got absolute power over the governors of Bombay and Madras. Initially it was partial. Next thing is that GG of Bengal was bound to take every decision on the basis of GG of Bengal can take only decision on the basis of majority of his council. What the majority view of the council is saying, and you know what is majority here? 4 members were there, majority means 3. For good governance, same is going on today. Parliament may be a majority, the party which is in majority will bring the laws and the same law will come into effect. First time this concept is coming. How GG will take a decision? Not on its own. What the majority will say, you will carry the same. He was given veto power. You know what is veto power? Sorry, he was not given veto power. He can only vote in case of tie. You know what is tie? It is also called as casting vote right. This point is somewhat interesting that like today, even today it is going on. You know, Speaker of Lok Sabha, Speaker of Rajya Sabha, Speaker of Lok Sabha has no right to vote. They can only vote in case of parity. It is called as casting vote right. So we have learned all this from Britishers. Head of the body should be given only casting vote right. So GG was given only casting vote, but you know casting occasions come very rarely. Tie comes very rarely. That is why Hastings was very confused how to perform his power, because he has no veto power. He can only give casting vote right. And the most unfortunate thing was that, these 3 were his jealous to him. That means the game is over. Suppose in your body, three members are jealous of you, what will happen? You are bound to follow their decisions. So here it is surprising that three members inside his council were having some jealousy with Hastings. The majority is ready with them. That is why Hastings wrote complaint to the parliament. Please correct my powers, otherwise I am dummy. Three members sitting inside me, inside my body are jealous of me. I have no power, I have to follow their decisions. Only one member was his close, basically his name is he was only having some favor with the Hastings. The remaining three were jealous of him. There is no need to refer the name. Notes में लिखा हुआ नाम, एक का नाम क्लेवरिंग है, और एक का नाम क्लेवरिंग, Monsoon and Francis. They were jealous of Hastings. Automatically, you can do nothing. That is why, you know what he was asking? He was asking, please give me veto power. You know what is veto power? He was writing to the parliament, please give me this. Otherwise, I am dummy. And gradually, by this amendment, this power was given to the Governor General. But by that time, he was not in India. He was demoted. He was called back to London. It was enjoyed by the new Governor General. His name is this. The question may arise in the history of India, in the history of British India. Who was the first GG to enjoy this power? Understood as the new governor. He is highly ambitious. His name is. He is coming in the same year. The question may arise: this power of VP was given by which amendment? Same year, 86. It is called as Amending Act of 86. And now GG became a superhero. You know what is veto? Veto means if you say yes, it is yes. If you say no, it is no. So it is Charter 73, the system started, and gradually, if you move forward, you know, then gradually system got centralized. We have charters after 20 years, 20 years, 20 years. Initially, company got power to govern India for how many years? Keep in your mind. This charter gave company the power to govern India for how many years? Because parliament cannot take risks to allow company to govern India for infinite period. India is the plum colony. Suppose India is lost. Lost means permanently lost. Parliament cannot take a risk. Parliament prepared deadline. If you govern fine, we will carry on. If not fine, we will throw you. This is a limitation Parliament provided. 20 years. Then how company is going further? It was revised and revised and revised. 73 के बाद next charter is coming in 93. Same reforms. 1813, same reforms. Again reforms. And see, it is a climax. 1833 is a climax of what? Centralization. Keep in your mind. We started from here. So when company won India, the structure got centralized in the first phase or decentralized? Centralized. And the climax is here. The start is here. Because UPSC can use the points like this. When company won India, the parliament started centralizing the structure of company or decentralizing. What do you mean by it? Centralizing or decentralizing? Centralizing. And the climax can be seen here. The start can be seen here. What is the climax? See the point here. In Charter 33, GG of Bengal, his status was further raised in theory also. Instead of Bengal, the word India is coming. See the point. Because he was controlling whole India, but his title is GG of Bengal. So now Parliament thought the person is Superman. Why you say Superman of Bengal? His name should be Superman of India. Governor General of India. Why you call him as Bengal? You are controlling India, you are Bengal. Your name should be, no doubt you are sitting in Bengal, but you are controlling India. Your name should be like this. So now his name is, title is, a question may arise by which charter the office of GG of India. Understood? Office is same, but now the office is glamorized basically. Now the office is called as GG of India, sitting in Calcutta. Can you tell me who became the first? 33, who was the GG of India? Bengal? Bentic. Keep in your mind, Bentic will be called as last GG of Bengal. At the same time, he is the first GG of India. Bentic became the first Governor General of India. It means, see, it is surprising. The history of the British India was controlled by Bengal. Bengal was the headquarter. In the whole history of India, first time in British India we find Bengal became the capital. And in the ancient India again, see, one thing is very interesting here. In ancient India again, the east was the capital, Magad was the capital. It was just part of Bengal. So it means it is very surprising. In ancient India, east was the capital. British India, it was capital. Only in medieval India, you find Delhi the capital. And finally, British also went here in 1912. Otherwise, India was controlled from east. So it is Charter 33, Governor General became Governor General of India. And the next feature is, this is another important point here, the law-making power of Bombay and Madras was abolished. It means completely centralized. Bombay and Madras cannot make any law. That is why we say it is a climax of centralization. At least they were allowed to make some law. But now that power is abolished, then who will make? Bengal will make a law. Bengal means Calcutta will make a law. And a new member came in the council. His name is, his office is, first time a office is made for the same purpose. A single person, his name is law member. Where he will sit? He will sit in Calcutta. Where? In the Governor General Council. We were having 4 members. Try to understand this point. In the Charter 73, how many members were there? Charter 73, how many members were there in the council? 4. But later, by Pitt's India Act, it was reduced to 3, keep in your mind. In 84, it became 3. It is going as 3 and 3 and 3. Once this charter is coming, law member will become the 4th member. But his name is LM. What is the name of the other 3? The other 3 are called as Executive Councillor, EC. You don't take executive decision, but he is LM. So always keep the key points in your mind. Don't try to remember the numbers. The first time in the GG council, we have executive councillors and the law member. It can be called as a division of power, not sharing power. You know what is division of power means? Executive, legislature, judiciary. It means we are giving a law-making power to a person, Today we have given a power to the parliament, but here we have given the power to a member. He can be called as a germ of parliament. Macaulay can be called as, this person can be called as, it is a seed of parliament. We can call it a seed of parliament. Later, this person becomes the parliament itself. Because your name is LM. Then what is your goal? What is duty? I will make a law of it. First time we can say, the seed of parliament has been sown. but you will make the law of not Bengal, India. Then what Bombay and Madras, you have to simply follow it. That is why we say Bombay and Madras lost their law making power. Calcutta will make, but who in Calcutta? This person will make. And who is he? He is a Macaulay, who came in the same year. And tell me who was the GG of India at that time? Bentinck. UPSC can confuse you in this way. In which period, first time, law making power were separated from executive power? Same answer. Because they are called as EC, he is called as LM. And Macaulay was given this office, and just after 1 year, the charter is 33. After 1 year, a commission was appointed. It is called as Law Commission, first Law Commission. And Macaulay is the chairman. Anytime UPSC can ask this fact. This because in this whole segment at least one question is there. But till now UPSC had never touched these areas. Law Commission, law member, this and this. Answer is same. But commission took birth after 1 year. Nothing can take birth immediately. And this commission goal is to frame the civil and criminal laws of India. You know what India we have. And this law commission framed IPC and CRPC. And the same is going in 2019 also. That is why we say we are Indian on 3 occasions. 15th, 26th Jan, and Durga Puja and Holi Diwali. Otherwise, whatever setup we are having is completely Western. Whether English language, dress, costume, food habits, it is same. IPC, CRPC, you know what is this? No need to explain this. It is 33. And just next charter is coming in the year. Next 20 years, this is 20 years. But here one point is interesting here. Here the parliament has not given this deadline. It is missing, keep in your mind. Otherwise in every charter, this deadline was given. What is deadline? Company should be allowed to govern India for 20 years, 20 years, 20 years. But here it is missing. But keep in your mind, it is not missing as such. It was deliberately missed. Because now enough time has been passed. There was a debate in the parliament whether we should provide this limit or not. But parliamentarians thought, no, let us, this time we should skip it. A debate was there because we have allowed the company a large interval of time to govern India. We cannot take this now. Let us skip. It was deliberately skipped. Any time a question may arise in this charter, company's duration of governance is missing. But deliberately it was missed because the debate was there in parliament. Hence we can say parliament was now in a mood to abolish the company's rule in India. And incidentally, after 4 years, what happened? You know what happened? Revolt happened and parliament got an excuse. We know that you cannot carry India. Charter 53 is coming. Again, one thing is very interesting here. Whatever reforms are made by the parliament, gradually one thing is common. One thing is common is that gradually you will find that the parliament is reducing the power of company. Company means company's court of directors. By the succeeding charters, who is losing? Companies owners are reducing their glamour and powers. And see the climax is here. What is the climax? The first is that here the deadline of governance of India is missing. There is no deadline. Parliament had not provided that court of the company will govern India for how many years? This time is missing. Secondly, second limitation is that this charter provided that company's court of directors should be reduced from this to this. Parliament ordered the company that your court of directors group should have not more than this numbers. Earlier court they were 24, but now Parliament is asking reduce the figure to 18. You see how Parliament is encroaching. And third is very important. Third point is that Parliament is ordering the company now that days are over. Now you should go for this, for which you are sitting here. First time a concept is coming and we are preparing for the same. Open competition for civil services. It is first time, it is really good for the India. At least a concept is coming in theory first, then in practice comes. So where we find this recommendation, same answer, 53. Earlier what was going on? Nomination by the court of directors. See what power they were enjoying. They can nominate civil servants, and you know who are nominees? Your brothers, your sisters, your sons and grandsons. Because person nominate his well wishes. But now who will be there? Merit will be there. So this power was also taken back. And third, law member, till now he was sitting alone. He was facing difficulty. How? Because you know what is India? Very complex country. A single person, although he was having advisors, but how he can work? It is very difficult for him. Hence, this charter is saying he should be assisted by further 12 members and not less than 6. Dekha aapne. Now we have a group of law members. It looks like a small seed or small sapling of Parliament. Earlier he was alone, he was a seed, but now 12 will sit along with him. Now a group is looking like a separate group. So this is saying that law member is facing pressure, hence he should be assisted by not less than 6, not more than 12. And they all will be called as law member, law member, law member. Okay, fine. This is the development we have discussed. Sorry, please, just 5 minutes more. This topic will be completed. Just 5 minutes. It means this is a class. And lastly, what happened? Revolt happened. And this revolt is an eye opener. This revolt is an eye opener for whom? Parliament. Parliament thought, let us, at least we have done a great task. We have not given that deadline. And the revolt happened. It lasted for 19 months, keep in your mind. Duration is something like 19 months, 1.5 years. And when it started, you may be surprised to know, it was in between. This line is very interesting. In between the revolt, not after the revolt. In between the revolt, in mid of the revolt, you can use the word mid of the revolt. Power of company was abolished and was transferred to British Crown by the GOI 58. Month is August. Anytime UPSC can ask you, the power of company was abolished after the end of the revolt or in between the revolt? In between. Because Parliament cannot take a risk to see where the revolt is going. Suppose India is lost. Lost means permanently lost. Only now sleep permanently. Parliament knew India is our colony. So once revolt started and the rebels were getting some edge, Parliament got an answer. They should react immediately, otherwise India may be lost. Sometimes we may confuse that power was transferred after the end of the revolt or in between the revolt. In between. Just imagine, Parliament cannot take a risk to be a spectator where the revolt is going. It is up to you to take decision immediately. And the month is August 58. month is August 58. The game is over. Company is going to the museum now. Now you have British Crown, new structures is coming. But the goal is same, keep in your mind. Company is going in a museum, but the crown is coming. But the goal is same. India is again colony. But now they will govern in a very decent way. Only decency is coming. Because crown is coming, decency is coming. But decency does not mean the goal has changed. Goal is same. But now you will plunder it in a decent way. In such a decent way that you will feel pride to be plundered by a decent man. We never feel any regret, Still, the opposite we feel a very highly pride and proud that we have been exploited by such a smart person. We don't feel any regret, Even today, Indians feel pride. Without any speech, we may criticize him. Suppose a British man come here, you will just try to act selfie with him. Abhi mindset हमारा वही बना हुआ है. Abhi just 3 years back, an ambassador of Britain was in Delhi. High Commissioner, As a matter of protocol, he will go to meet the president. And when he was going to visit Modi, I was surprised to see the pictures which was telecasted by the media. Modi was just shaking the hands with him. That's like a godfather has came. 5 minutes पर मोदी उसका हाथ ही नहीं छोड़ा भाई. देखा ऐसा क्या है? Just I imagine, he is simply an ambassador. Suppose British PM come in India, what will happen? Forget about PM. Suppose British Prince or Crown is coming in India, special budget बन जाएगा. पूरा celebration बन जाएगा. Our godfather is coming. है ना? God. ये तो अभी देखा mindset क्या है? No doubt in his speech we may criticize him. But we know who were there. What a setup we are having. Otherwise, India could not be managed like this. It was very difficult. India could be having hundreds of Pakistan. Civil service, same glamour made by them, same glamour is going on. They call it ICS, we call them IS. Although goal has changed, but the glamour is same. Because they want to control India through the civil service. And civil service had played an important role in preserving unity and integrity of the India. And the same goal is there. Questions are same. UPSC checking your integrity and unity. How you visualize this picture of India. Questions are taking you this knowledge. Not this local knowledge, WBSL knowledge. Knowledge of this India. These questions are vision based. Okay, we can carry tomorrow.